and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. And I'm your hostess with the mostest, Marky Saint. And every morning I get up and I'm blessed to live my life. I'm trying to get the sun from off me, but I'm live from the origination of not only my life, but this show. This is Mom's Balcony. This is where she sits. This is where I started the morning marijuana motivation years ago. And here's to the motivation to all those that watched all these years or people that even care to watch or give their attention to the show or need the show. This message is for you because you can go anywhere. I have been on this patio from the beginning having no money, being on mom's couch, not knowing what I want to do with my life, and then making something from nothing. And that's what this show's all about. Let me get this seat over here. Had the sun to my back, but it makes it hard to see out here. Yeah, let's get this show on the road, as they say. Show on the road. All right, if you're getting this message, that means you are actively seeking mental, physical, and financial freedom. And that's not exactly easy to achieve. Life is tough for all of us, right? Tough for us to change the way we want our lives to be. And unfortunately, most of us feel like we're just at the whims of responsibilities, the whims of change, the whims of circumstances, and life is just the way that it is, and there's nothing we can do about it. And I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that at all. I've been here many times without an answer, looking out on this balcony, without any money, and just the desire. The first time was the show. I was like, I'm gonna do the show. My friend's like, you should do Periscope. I was kind of already starting to do a bit of a show with Morning Marijuana Motivation before it even had a name. And before I even got on Good Morning America, it was only about the second or third or fourth one out here, with my shirt off again, sweating into the oldies. And the guy goes, "Are you the guy that smoking weed with your shirt off on the balcony?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "We need your footage to be on Good Morning America." And I'm like, "What? Are you for reals?" My mom thought they were going to crucify me. I got my little 15 seconds of fame, and this show was born. I would look out and wonder, what am I going to do with my life? Like all of us, when we raise up in the morning and talk about what we're going to do, to make something happen. And a lot of people, they stop, they go, well, shit, I got no money for that, or I need to meet somebody, or XYZ to get life started. And I realized that as I get these pimples off my leg, I realized that I can do anything that I wanted to do. Don't mind me, I'm still picking at myself. And that's something I wanted to let people know. They can go anywhere. You don't need anything. You just need your reliance on yourself. And that's something most people don't have. They don't wake up with the spirit of life and the light of life on them and go, I am loved. I deserve love. Women want me, they desire me, and I desire to be with them. And the reverse for men want me and they deserve to be with me. The reverse, we deserve each other. We deserve contact. We deserve love. We deserve touch. This is something that you got to know is coming your way. Most of us are sitting here lonely on some hoping that the social media's apps are going to save us, that if I like up this girl's photos enough, she's going to like me. She might not even like herself. And this goes to people that are in that way, right? Where they don't know what direction they want to go or what they want to do. And I'm here to let you know that you can do anything that you want to do. Anything is possible. Go anywhere. Start making the fundamental thoughts of what's going to make me happy. Where do I want to be? What do I want to do with my life? Not how's it going to happen or what do I need in supplies. There's a lot of people that got on Oregon Trail and just knew they were headed wagons west. They just knew that they were going to dig up gold no matter what. They had nothing to lose. And that's what I love about people, that you got nothing to lose, then everything's possible. When you're on some, well, I don't got nothing. That's your perspective. But what you got is the breath in your lungs. And that's all you need for a tour, for a trip, for a destination. Is just the ideas in your mind and letting these ideas go free. Opening up magazines, I never forget. National Geographic showed me the Colosseums and I still haven't seen them with my own eyes, but letting me know that there were other worlds outside of my little world where I was like, this isn't working, that isn't working, I'm depressed, let me go eat another Snickers bar. All of us have done that. All of us have naysayed on ourselves, told ourselves negative thoughts, and didn't reinforce them with positivity, didn't reinforce ourselves with possibility and the idea that it don't matter if I got no money, I'm on mom's couch, or I'm on this balcony again, I can go make a magazine. I started Weed for Vegas magazine from nothing. And I remember crying the day I made 5 grand, 5 G's from this magazine. Needed it really bad. Fuck, I needed $5. And I ended up making and negotiating $5,000 and getting it cash in hand, leaving the dispensary with cash in hand. I'm like, holy shit. You go from nothing to something. You start to have a belief. You start to have a eye-opening experience like no other, like I get from travel or when I get reinforcement from myself. Is like, wow, my situation is what I make it. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'd like to blame my parents, I'd like to blame society, I'd love to blame the government. They're all looking for scapegoats. The one goat that you got to ride is your own heart. This is it, the greatest of all time, right here, your heart, getting to be able to say, I wish for something to happen. I was watching a movie on my way over here. Let me light this blunt. It is the morning marijuana motivation, and the show I watched on the movie on the screen coming here was Wonder Woman 84. They're back in 1984 as if that was acceptable. But what was happening is the guy had this rock and he said, I want to be the rock. I want to be the one that gets the wishes. Now everybody got their wish, but they lost something for their wish, right? They lost their cool, they lost their humility, they lost their something was happening to the world because everybody was getting wishes. They wanted something so badly that they're willing to sacrifice something else. And this is something that I tell everybody. I sacrifice time with my mom, I sacrifice holidays, I sacrifice everything to be able to travel. Don't mind me again picking up myself. Yeah. And that kind of thing makes me feel free. It helps me to feel free that I can change my situation, that I could change the cards that I got dealt, or I can play them better. And that made me feel okay for not having aces up my sleeve, for not having a pile of money to execute things, for just going and not even being able to afford it and coming back and being safe about it. This opens my mind to all sorts of worlds of possibilities where I'm going up the mountain in Machu Picchu and there are people literally climbing the mountain missing legs. They're using crutches. And you go, okay, what's my excuse? I'm going out to the world and coming back without COVID and everybody else says, what's your excuse? You made it to Brazil. Oh my God, it's a hot spot. You're going to get COVID. Oh, da, 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 da. I got kisses. I didn't get COVID. How about that? I got to make love instead of stress. How about that? How about we give ourselves the possibility to go anywhere? My great aunt, or not my great aunt Marlene traveled, but my other aunt, Juanita, was sitting here and she's like, oh yes, I was planning to leave. Everything was about escapism. Let me learn French. Let me buy a ticket. Let me go. And I sat there and I thought, this is not over. You can go at any time you want to go. And she's probably listening to this message because only like my family members really listen to the show. But um, you can still go, Aunt Juanita, Auntie Cookie. You can still go and still do it with me and have fun and be there safely and come back and say, I did the damn thing. We're not going to talk about the things that we thought were going to happen. We're going to talk about going anywhere. And that's what this show was talking about. It's just hitting the go button. It's, well, how did you do it? And my buddy David James called me this morning. He's a world traveler too. He's been all over the world like me, and we traveled together. And he's like, well, I'm not ready to get on a plane. And I was like, well, everybody on the plane is some of the safest people on the plane because they've already been tested. They have to prove that they don't have it. They all have to wear a mask, and there's a HIPAA filter on the whole thing, getting about 99.9% of things like a condom. So you're still having sex, right? Yep. Still using a condom? Yep. That's the same chances you're using to get on a plane. But there we go. It's our fear. This fear that life comes up and teaches us that we don't deserve, or we're not allowed, or you'll never get there. That's not the type of people I hang out with. In fact, I think that's why people watch this shows, because that's not how my mind works. It's not how my mind works. I sit here, when the magazine dipped, I'm back at the fucking thing. 40 years old, trying to fucking make something happen. And then I did it again. Get kicked out of mom's, go down to the country, find some roommates, live in a big badass house, plant some weed plants, and start up again. Get another heat press, get another, lost the shop, let's do it out of my house. Get another vinyl press, heat press. Got another vinyl cutter. That's what I was looking to say. I got that vinyl cutter and started making it my own. So I can print from vinyl to silkscreen to digital, and all from the glory of my phone, my mom's couch, the fucking mom's balcony. Things can be started. You need to just have a spark, and that's why we do this show in the morning. This motivation, the will to do things, is that's gotta trump your circumstances. It says character defines circumstances. When we feed the homeless, it says it right on the wall. Character defines circumstances, and it's my character of I've been reinforced XYZ amount of times with unfathomable things. I never thought I'd make it to Brazil. And now it's on the notch. Now it's on everybody's tongue, and everybody wants to talk about what was your most dangerous experience, what was your most favorite experience. And it was just the fact that I gotta go someplace I've never been. That gives me a possibility to do it again. Like, I've never been to Croatia. And I started doing that. Just gotta get to Rome, gotta get to Egypt. Little plants before they were ever even a little springlet, a little sprout. You don't even get to see your seeds grow. These just become over one day, and you're like, holy shit, I'm growing tomatoes. Holy shit, I'm growing cantaloupe. I'm growing the things that I want in my life because I went out there and said, I want to learn this education. I want to go to school to learn XYZ broadcasting. I was telling my friend, shit, bro, with your knowledge of the green screens, we can film all sorts of shit. It's needed worldwide. I have another friend that does massages. She gets a massage worldwide. If you cut hair, you can travel worldwide. If you know how to teach English, or you just know how to speak English and be nice to children, you can travel worldwide. But we put these things on ourselves. We're like, well, next time I get 10 grand. Already our minds are copping out on us. Already our minds are saying, putting conditions on the travel. I have no conditions. I have no fear. I'm not my job to calculate the future. This is not what humans are meant to do, but that's what we do. We try to stress the fuck out and predict futures and predict our own realities, when the truth is I've never been in control of my own reality. I'm almost try to put my compass north and hope that my destination and my destiny align. And that's just facts. I didn't plan on South Korean prison last time. I didn't plan on making it back so safely in Brazil. Like, these things were outside of my universe. It's in the universe's hands. It's outside of my control that these things are bound for my destiny or my memory and then my reality. And we don't know yet. That's the best part. That's my favorite part of watching that movie. What was he? Tom Hanks was what's the movie called where he was castaway? There we go. He was castaway on the island, and he said, "You don't know what the next wave will bring. But each day is a blessing of this unknown journey. Our choose our own adventure story, where we can go reach out there and go, yes, I want to ride the dragon. I want to rescue the princess. I want to ride on a white horse and shiny shield." It's our movie, and we get to dictate it. So when I say you can go anywhere, it's literally anywhere. And you don't need anyone, because you're going to meet somebody. And you don't need to travel with anyone, because a lot of people travel alone. And you won't need a lot of money, because our dollar's stronger than most other currencies around there in the world. You have the ability to talk, then you have the ability to teach, and then you can get a job as an English teacher. You have the ability to be a nurse. Even better, it's people that always need nurses. Be of service. I've said this last week, or if not 2 weeks ago. Be of service, human services. If you want to really make a lot of money, that's where money comes from. It comes from humans. It doesn't come from banks. It comes from other humans. And if you got the right human to talk to, and they like you enough, and you're cool with them, and your current character currency goes up, then you have investment opportunities, and then you're set for life. These are the type of environments that I express to people in their financial wellness and freedom. And then you don't put a cap on your destinations or your abilities. You don't put a cap on what your resources are, right? I mean, even if your resources were low, I'm thinking of like camping or rock climbing and you lost a bag, does that mean you stop climbing? I'm dead dog serious right now. Does that mean you stop? No, you're gonna have to battle for your life, and you are in the battle of your life. Every day is a battle for life. Some people trying to make it, some people trying to take it, and some people trying to live it to the most, and the other people are living on the little. And this is a message for the people that want the most. If you want the most, then you come to Mostly Saints. Right here is what we do. This is how we succeed. Is that we wanted the most out of life. And as I watch The Science of Rich, some people say you deserve to be rich so you can live your life fully. I don't believe in this stuff. Like, my richness is realizing I create happiness. If I stay in a happiness mode, then I can make anything a reality. It's not just a porch, it's a launching pad. It's not just my mama's couch, it's a place to sleep. It's a dry place to sleep. It's a place where I can lay my head and be safe and be connected to the source. My perspective determines everything. And like I was leaking those videos, it's like, you guys, well, with this girl down, it's a whiner. She's a complainer. She doesn't know how to just start with everything out of her mouth was like, what's not working. Rock star, my besties watch us. See, only friends and family up in here for now. The people that need the message need to know that we're dictating our realities. I'm not just on the besties couch. No, I'm in a safe place to live. I'm on a launching pad. All this is a great beginning. I can see other people down the river without their clothing, without warmth, without fire, without food. And this is real tragedy. These are people that my heart goes out to, and that's where Saintsgiving is giving back. These are the people that just need the hand up, the leg up, and we want to help them and give them that hand on time when they need it the most, before it gets wrecked and before it gets worse and before I'm feeding their child on the street. This is the type of stuff that I'm after. I'm after forward-thinking people. And by forward, that means that they've chosen to move away from the direction that they're in. I used to walk with a friend who used to go, say, forward is a good choice of motion. It absolutely is. When you get to choose the direction that not to just stay where you are, not to just hold position, not because you lost your bag, but you gotta move, sucker. You gotta move. You gotta do something to go somewhere. You gotta move. You gotta go. That's the first is Go. You gotta go. And I would be sitting here, and I remember even being at your house, Hamilton. I was at your house, and I was like, I can walk to this convention. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I know I can get in. I can work my way into that convention. I have an interest instead of sitting there like, I got no money, I'm on Maryland Parkway. No, I want to be on Swenson. I want to be on DI. I want to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center where the world does business, where billions of dollars are here and multi-billions of opportunities are with it. So we can increase our opportunities simply by switching our perspective. We can increase our safety simply by being aware, and we can increase the odds, right? You're talking about Vegas here, right? I live in the world of odds, and I tell people I don't gamble, I bet on me. The odds of me being friendly with people, that higher experience like I was talking about yesterday, now I get the VIP treatment. Now I get the flirtation from the waitress. Now I get the extra portions from the chef. You feel what I'm saying? The better chicken cutlet. Just by being nice to people, just by being genuine, because every other motherfucker's burnt. If every other motherfucker's burnt, they're not going nowhere. They're going to watch me travel the world instead of getting to come join me. And my biggest dream of all dreams now is the guy that's a big dreamer, and I've gotten all the dreams and all the wishes that I ever wanted. Next wish, my friend's getting to do it too. Snatching up Hamilton, snatching up Kimber, snatching up everybody in the world to come with me. It's almost just like my friends in Brazil would never think it in the world to come see Las Vegas. But I got to lift them up out of where they're at to come here and live the way I live. I wanted people to feel what I feel. I wanted them to not feel depression anymore, but feel triumph and not feel angst and anger, but feel happiness and joy. And the situation is still the same balcony. It's still the same apartment, but this show ain't the same. I'm not the same. And I've been all sorts of places. I can't believe I'm back on the balcony where the show started. This is it, y'all. I would just sit out here, and out of all the people smoking weed on Periscope, and out of all the people with their shirt off or not, most of the time you got to stay clothed on this show, right? And they were like, yo, we need your video. It's on YouTube. You uploaded the right video at the right time, and we found the right motherfucker on the middle of the Periscope. Because my shirt was off, they were saying, this is what your teens are watching. Not so PG-13 is what she said. So this is a not so PG-13 show, and it's still going. It made it and reached to Good Morning America. I've smoked weed on Good Morning America. Are you fucking serious right now? They asked to borrow my footage, bro. It says Mark Saint on the corner on this balcony. So when I tell you you can go anywhere, you don't know how limitless you are. I think our biggest fear is that we have unlimited potential and that we could reach that potential. And I know for a fact, one on this hand of God as my witness, Bible stacked as tall as me, I was too afraid of my power. I was too afraid of being loved or loving someone else and risking that and losing that or um, um, being successful at business and doing it on multi countries and multi millions, reach billions, had billionaire thoughts. And it's just like that. I don't know how else to explain that. I don't know how many people do that, whether they're 2,346 and counting, but under 2,500 worldwide billionaires and the rest of us are in toil and trouble. I didn't want to live that way. Talk down the blunt. I didn't want to live that way. I didn't want to live in a life that had restrictions, glass ceilings, limits, things that are trying to keep me from me being me. And that's just something I want everybody to be is be free. I feel like we inherently get to be better human beings. We inherently become happier with the things that we want around us and not just possessions, but quality of life and that exist more, like my buddy's Brad, existing more in everything that we do, being present around the people that we're with, being present in the moments that we have, and being grateful for everything that we got. A lot of people are just kissing it in the mouth, and we can't wait to go, well, you missed the pickle, or I asked for mustard, or where's my ranch? They can't wait to see what's wrong with what's right, and that's something that I've been really attaining in my life and really churning the periscope around is associating with people that do see with a light. And it's really hard because then I'm almost segregating people like myself away from myself. Like, you're being too dark right now, you're being too depressed, we can't associate. And it's like that person needs the most love and light. And that's where this show came from, was just like to reach people with the love and light. And I thought about doing state psychology, but I didn't want to talk about bummer shit all day. I didn't want to talk about depression all day. I didn't want to talk about incest and weird shit that the people live with. And then I was like, let me just do the show and let them get the light. I didn't know the light was going to reach to Good Morning America. I didn't know by light and blunts and just smoking and talking to people or talking to a screen was going to fucking be a thing. I didn't know my aunt was going to know my boom baby boom and come and say, I watch your show, yes indeed. I'm shocked. I'm shocked how many people care about my journey. I'm shocked at how many people know about my knowledge and my return and like the welcome backs and the amount of love when you're leaving and the amount of love when you're receiving. And that's one of the favorite things that my girl keeps saying. It's like, I receive, you know, I wasn't ready to receive it and therefore it never came. Literally what I'm reading from that's the science book, The Science of Getting Rich, is like the moment you believe in your abundance, the abundance of your life, the abundance amount of information that's out there and possibilities that are out there. That the creativity, I spent an hour on the phone doing dishes with the phone chick, just spilling her ideas on this one time band camp, and then this one time with my son, and this one time band camp, and I was just like, Jesus Lord, ping pong all over the place. But she's a serial entrepreneur like me, got multiple ideas, think multiple ones will work, and working them all, working the machine. So I live around dreamers. I live around people that believe in possibilities and believe in positivity and believe in themselves, right? Believe in themselves, and that kind of attitude. I keep those people around me. I stay far away from naysayers. I hang up phones if they get too bad about it. I'm just being real. And it's not to, again, segregate myself from people like myself, but you're going to have to want to drink that water and come correct to the river to start drinking properly. This is a thing. And the moment you give yourself that opportunity, when you're like open and you start reading more than be playing on your phone, and that's why I always triple dog dare people to put down the phone at the end of my thing, because I know that you're just gonna stay glued to these motherfuckers. And it's like sometimes I'm like, damn, I gotta give up a half hour to do this show. I gotta be honest, because it's like it's a daily task. It's something like, oh, gotta go do the dishes again. Fuck. So, time to do the dishes, time to do your laundry, time to shower, time to brush your teeth, time to make phone calls, time to sit still, do all those things and more, and watch your life completely change. fundamentals, you start handling the light work, and then you can start lifting the heavy work. And that's something I admonish to this day, is that there's a possibility for all of us to lift heavy weights and go beyond ourselves. I just watched that today. There was a kid, come on, man. Anyway, Cade, Wade, Kung Fu. I don't remember his name. Kide. He had a weird name. Anyway, Cade, something like that. This little dude beat up on Burrows. What's the other Burrows? Johnson Burrows, David Burrows, David Burrows. Anyway, no, that's David Attenborough. Burrows. James Burrows. Anyway, he's been undefeated for 9 years wrestling, and this poor dude didn't get to make it to the Olympics for the Japan Olympics, and he was shattered. You could see he was shattered. It must be tough and shocking after dominating for 9 years and then lose to not go to the Olympic trials with this other kid, Wade Cade, whatever his name is, I can't remember. But he had to have his own belief system, right? Like he had to believe in himself when other people were like, "Nah, dude. Like, look, listen. You've been poor 9 years in a row. Uh, this is such a dominating force. You might as well give up." And then there's the human spirit that says, "I'm gonna keep climbing. I'm gonna get up to Mount Everest without oxygen tanks." You what? In the shorts. You what? You know. I'm gonna help pick up the plastics, and I'm only under 20, and I'm gonna make a world effort to catch these floating plastics on top of the ocean. There's gonna be some ballsy motherfuckers, and I like to think I'm one of them. I challenge my life, and I think that's why people watch this show. Is they're like, no shit, I'm not sitting on some woulda, shoulda, coulda. I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna pull the trigger on talking to that beautiful woman. I'm gonna pull the trigger for financial opportunities and owning a whole city for $1 million. I'm gonna pull the trigger on doing this show, and then next thing I know, I'm gonna pull the trigger, allowing them to use my footage so I can get on Good Morning America and smoke weed. I'm gonna use this platform and more to reach as far as I can. This is so fun, is to reach people. You got to reach, preach, and teach to people to be better people. And I do my sermon every morning. I'm not by the river. I'm not baptizing. I'm not fucking prophesying, and I'm not fucking damning. There's no hellfire in my preaching. There's no pews. There's only words and wisdom. Hopefully, some good music in the background. And no choir, just people believing in themselves. It's almost a reverse preaching. I'm not trying to push a deity. I'm not trying to swap out the symbol over my shoulder. It's just I wanted people to get a sense that they have a little more control over this universe, that we are like active participants in our destination. And then I get to choose things like eating sugar or staying on my diet, and I get to choose things like go travel instead of sitting here in pandemic conditions. There's just pulling that trigger has defined my life, and that's why I said you can go anywhere. Just pull the trigger. I left this balcony ages ago. I left it, and it left me. I left the view with no money, illegal plates. Left it, just took a chance, man. And then it's like, yo, let's go. Hit the go button. I should have been labeled this, hit the go button. There's got to be a time in our lives where we give ourselves a chance to launch. And out of all the preparation, that's what I feel like I'm hitting right now. A prepared rocket ship full of oxygen and all the type of fuel that it needs to get to go where it's going. I picked a trajectory even. Had to do all the math right. And this is all the chance to launch. And I want people to start hitting that launch button, that go button, that go see the other side of the world, go see the other side of you. And then most importantly, that conversation with yourself. Because I've been telling people I had a conversation with myself now. Huh? What? I'm like, yeah, dude, I was totally meditating. And it's like a big black screen. It was like nothing was on stage, but there was no corners and there was no rows. It was just me on a stage of consciousness to have a conversation with myself. Say, why am I really doing what I'm doing? And it was an amazing conversation. I want you to have those conversations too. So on my heart from the start, it's your boy Marky Saints Addiction. We in this bitch. And as always, peace and love. And Shigathon. That means goodbye but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side of the world, of your consciousness, and the bright side of your soul. Peace. Ciao. It only matters